distributed inside the skin real time. So as the dots become red, then the energy has been already delivered inside the skin. And we're going to carry on with the next part of the neck. So once again, for the neck area, remember not to perform any treatment or onto the throat. As I said, the middle part of the area which is there. So, and then that makes the treatment pretty much safe. And we're delivering all the energy as shown in the software, real time. As you can see, the dots are becoming red as the energy is being delivered. Also, if we increase the power level, we'll see that those dots will become larger and larger, indicating that the power that is being delivered is much higher. So the bigger the dot, the higher the power, whereas the smaller the dots, the lower the power. Normally what you do, you start at lower power setting and adjust it up to a level that the customer can tolerate. Is it too high? So once again, we're delivering the energy. As a recap, there's a number of ways you can adjust the intensity of the treatment. One is to change the power setting. Another one is also changing the distance between the spots, as you may be familiar with voltaic arcing. And we are, as you've seen, we've increased the power intensity. The dots become larger in the software. And so once again, in order to increase the intensity of the treatment, what you can do is decrease the distance between the spots, decrease the distance between the lines, which is there, is in the pitch, and that way you deliver more energy per square centimetre, and that is what is going to change the amount of energy that and the intensity treatment, the intensity of the treatment. So it's not only the power level, is also, as you've seen with other types of treatments, is the distance between the spots, as this will change the amount of energy that you're delivering. Now, as you've seen, we started off by applying the ultrasonic head on an area and firing all the shots. Once we've done that, then we normally start moving, firing the shots and moving the head at the same time. And the main advantage of this particular type of device is the fact that you're able to deliver far more energy in less time than single line HIFU devices. And this applies not only to face treatments, but also, of course, to body contouring treatments. That is we're treating the area underneath the mandibular bone, and we are applying the gel onto the area to make sure there is a good conduction, ultrasonic conduction. As you see, as you're seeing, we are applying all the spots, and we're keeping the head still as the first line of treatment. There's no hard and fast rule in this type of treatment. It's just that the results you're going to get are dependent on the amount of energy that you're going to deliver into the skin. And what you can just to show you, what you can notice here is the amount of lines that we're using right now. So it's 84, 85, 86, and so on, and the total is 10,000. So if you say in one shot you're going to deliver 11 lines, then you're going to have, for example, you're going to add 11 to that number, and that is a shot count. And then you've got patient total, then you can clear it if you wish, so you've got an idea of how many lines you've delivered up to that point with that particular cartridge. So now we're going to go into supramandibular area. We're going to keep away from the bone as much as possible. We're delivering the shots, and as you've seen before, we're delivering the shots, keeping the head still, and it's completely automatic. If you can imagine a single line device, where you need to fire the device, in this case 5 times to deliver the same type of energy. So within that shot, you're able to fire it 5 times. So we're increasing slightly the amount of energy because it is tolerable to the subject, and we keep delivering the shots. You should ask your client whether the treatment is still comfortable to them. If it's not, then you decrease the power intensity. If they can bear a higher intensity treatment, then you can increase the power level. You can also decrease the distance between the spots, between the dots, by decreasing that number, and also decreasing the pitch. So you're going to have an increased number of lines per shot, which is quite useful. So once again, as a reminder, the main advantage of this particular device versus the traditional HIFUs is the fact that you can actually work with far more speedily, and within one shot are able to deliver far more energy than you would otherwise be able to deliver. So if, say for example, right now it's just as if you've fired 5 different shots with a traditional HIFU single line device, as there's many on the market. But in this case, you're able to fire so many shots within so many lines within one shot. That is, in this case, for example, if you can imagine, we're speeding up the treatment by 4 to 5 times. So what you're able to deliver within a normal single line HIFU, here you're able to deliver 5 times faster, because of the practicality of being able to deliver so many lines within one shot. And if you run a business, you know how important it is to keep the treatment duration to a minimum while maximizing the results. And the results are maximized by the amount of energy you're able to deliver per shot. And that is the next, what is possible with the next generation HIFUs, the Areton multi-line HIFU. And so as you can see, we're carrying on with the treatment. we're delivering the energy. Normally, once again, what you do is you start at a low power setting and increasing the power setting as you go along. In terms of the number of lines that you want to deliver, it is completely up to you. The more lines you apply, the higher the intensity of the treatment. So if you want a high intensity treatment, you can also do so by increasing the number of lines. Nobody stops you from using the maximum number of lines on the face and neck area. It's just you've got to be more concerned about the power level and the comfort of the client than the number of lines. But bear in mind, the number of lines dictate the amount of energy that you are delivering into the skin, and also the degree of collagen stimulation that you're able to deliver as well. So there's no hard and fast rule as how you're going to deliver the energy, as long as, once again, you do avoid certain areas. The perioral mandibular nerve has got to be avoided. The one just beneath the corner of the mouth has got to be avoided, simply because of the problems that have been reported with other HIFU devices. So we've learned from that, and this is what we're teaching in our video courses. And so also something else that we'd like to show you is those. See whether we can show you with this camera. Okay, so something else I'd like to show you is these lines. This is the distance between this 25 millimeters, so you know where you're applying the energy, which is between that point and that point. And then if you reduce it, it's also reduced as well. That one is reduced as well, and you can actually see it on the screen. You can also see on the screen where you're roughly applying the energy. So you can reduce that line from 25 millimeter to less if you wish. It's completely up to you. So we're applying a bit more of our ultrasound gel to the area. And so we're applying more ultrasound gel, ultrasound conductive gel. We increase the power setting slightly, and now we're moving the head slowly. As you've seen, we've just increased the power level, and we are moving the head. So there's no hard and fast rule as where and how the energy is delivered, as long as a certain amount of energy is delivered. And in order to have an idea of the right setting, always make sure that the customer is still comfortable while the energy is being delivered. Another reason for increasing the energy when you move the head of the ultrasound headpiece is that since you're moving the head, the client can actually tolerate a higher power intensity, a higher power setting. So that's another reason to increase the intensity of the treatment, and therefore the intensity, the power setting of the device, and therefore you're able to increase the overall treatment intensity, maximizing the results. This type of device has been set to and has been designed to work at very high power levels. You will seldom be able to work at the top power levels. As to say for example 4.5 at the 2 joule setting is going to be quite difficult. It's because it's really painful. Some doctors have used higher power settings, but they need to use anesthetics, and it's not recommendable for this type of treatments. We're going onto the temple area, and we're moving the head. Right now is quite a delicate area. Remember never to get onto the upper eyelid area, because the energy is delivered inside the skin, not on the surface of the skin.